Are you struggling to get watch time hours or subscribers on YouTube? In this live training session, you'll learn a secret that many creators are using to get thousands of watch time hours. This training will show you how to go live on YouTube without showing your face. Here are some things you will learn during the live training: how to verify your YouTube channel so you can access all its features, including going live tricks to create sketchy titles and descriptions for your live streams. How to set up a playlist for your live stream so viewers can binge watch your content. How to encourage viewers to subscribe to your channel by enabling a subscriber-only mode for comments. How to use free streaming software. OBS to go live with pre-recorded videos. How to get 4,000 watch RS in less than a week using this strategy. Join us live to learn these strategies and start growing your YouTube channel. Are you struggling to get watch time hours or subscribers on YouTube? In this live
Welcome, everyone. Today we'll learn about YouTube live streaming using OBS Studio. We'll start from setting up your YouTube channel and then cover going live using pre-recorded content. This method can really boost your channel's watch hours and help grow your subscribers. First, let's prepare your YouTube channel for live streaming. Go to youtube.com and sign in. Once you're on your channel page, you'll see the Create button. It usually looks like a plus sign. Click that and choose Go Live Now from the drop-down menu. YouTube has a quick verification process for security. It might ask you to verify your phone number, which is pretty standard for account protection. After verification, you can personalize your streaming setup, go back to Create, and select Go Live Now again. This takes you to the YouTube Live control room, where you'll manage your live streams. Choose streaming software as your stream type, because we'll be using OBS Studio. Now let's customize your live stream to make it more interactive and engaging for viewers. The Live Control Room has a section for live chat settings. You can enable or disable live chat for your stream. You can also manage the live chat replay so viewers can see the chat even after the stream ends. Importantly, you can decide who can comment: anyone, just your subscribers, or even a specific group of approved users. Think about restricting chat to subscribers only. This can encourage viewers to subscribe so they can join the conversation, which helps you grow your community. Besides chat, you can manage viewer reactions, choosing whether to enable or disable them. There's even an option to add a delay to messages. This helps moderate the chat and keeps it positive for everyone. Once you've set everything up how you want, remember to save your changes. Now that your YouTube channel is ready, let's get to know the software we'll be using to broadcast your content. OBS Studio. It's free and open source, known for its flexibility and powerful features, which makes it popular among live streamers. You can get it for Windows, Mac OS, or Linux, so it's accessible to pretty much everyone. Just visit the OBS Studio website, pick the right version for your system, download it, and follow the installation instructions. They're pretty straightforward. When you open OBS Studio, you'll see its interface. It might look a bit overwhelming at first, but don't worry, we'll go through it step by step. It's actually very user-friendly. One of the key things to understand in OBS Studio is the difference between scenes and sources. Imagine scenes as different layouts for your stream. For example, you might have a scene for your webcam, one for showing gameplay, and another for professional-looking intro or outro. Sources are the individual elements within each scene. These could be your webcam feed, a window capture of an application, a media file playing a video, static images, or even text overlays. Since we want to stream pre-recorded content, we'll need to add a media source. Look for the Sources panel in OBS Studio, usually below the preview window. At the bottom of that panel, you'll see a plus sign. Click it, and you'll see a menu with various source options. Choose Media Source from that list. A box will pop up asking for a name for your media source. This is for you to keep things organized, so choose something that clearly describes the content, like pre-recorded video. After naming it, click OK, and another box will appear. This one lets you browse your computer's files to find the video you want to stream. Find your video and click Open. Now, the video should show up in the OBS Studio preview window, ready for your live stream. You can adjust its size and position in the preview window, making sure it's framed well for your viewers. Now comes a very important step: setting up OBS Studio to work with your YouTube live stream. Go to the Settings menu in OBS Studio, usually in the bottom right corner. Clicking on Settings opens a new window with a bunch of tabs. We need the Stream tab. Here, you'll specify where your live stream goes. In the service dropdown, choose YouTube Gaming to tell OBS Studio that you're streaming to YouTube. Usually, you can leave the server at its default setting. But if there are issues, try the legacy option. Next, find the checkbox for Use Stream Key and make sure it's checked. This lets OBS Studio use a special key provided by YouTube, kind of like a secret code, so your stream is recognized and broadcasted correctly. Now we need to get your stream key, which connects OBS Studio to your YouTube live stream. Go back to your YouTube Live control room and look for the stream key section. YouTube initially hides your stream key for security reasons. Click the button to reveal it. You'll see a long string of characters. This unique code is like your digital signature, allowing you to broadcast to your channel. It's super important to keep it private because anyone with it could potentially stream on your channel. Carefully copy the stream key from YouTube. Back in OBS Studio, go to the Stream tab in the Settings window. Paste your stream key into the provided field, making sure it's accurate. Once it's pasted, click Apply to save the changes. With your stream key in place, OBS Studio can now communicate with your YouTube live stream. You're almost ready to go live. But first, make sure your video is playing within OBS Studio. Use the video playback controls to start and preview it, making sure everything looks good. Once you're confident everything is set correctly and your video is ready, click Start Streaming in OBS Studio. This sends your video content over to YouTube. To double-check, quickly go back to your YouTube channel in your live control room. You should see something indicating that you're live. If everything's working, your pre-recorded video is now broadcasting live on your channel. To end your live stream, go back to OBS Studio and click Stop Streaming. This signals the end of your broadcast. It's always good practice to check the YouTube Live control room after stopping the stream. This is where YouTube provides useful analytics that show you how well your stream did, things like how many people watched, their average watch time, and other helpful information. This data is a goldmine. It helps you understand what your audience liked and where you could improve for next time. Now let's really get into the details of OBS Studio and how to set it up perfectly for streaming your pre-recorded video. As we mentioned earlier, OBS Studio is incredibly customizable. You can tweak a lot of settings to get the perfect look and sound for your stream. For instance, you can adjust video bitrate settings. Bitrate controls how much data is sent each second, which basically determines your video quality. A higher bitrate gives you a sharper, more detailed image, but it needs more bandwidth. It's all about finding a balance between how good you want it to look and how much your internet connection can handle. You also have a lot of control over your audio settings. You can pick which microphone to use, adjust levels precisely, and even apply different audio filters to make sure your viewers get clear and balanced sound. OBS Studio can even work with virtual cameras, which opens up all sorts of creative possibilities. You can add real-time effects to your stream or even integrate with other video conferencing apps. One of the most powerful things about OBS Studio is its support for plugins. Plugins are like add-ons that provide specific extra functions. Think of them as specialized tools that make OBS Studio even more capable. You can use them to connect with third-party software, get access to advanced features, or even customize the interface to perfectly fit your workflow. There are tons of different OBS Studio plugins out there designed for all sorts of streaming needs. You can find plugins for audio processing, visual effects, integrating with various platforms, automating repetitive tasks, and much more. Exploring these plugins can open up a whole new world of creativity and control for your live streams, helping you achieve a truly unique and professional look. Okay, let's walk through setting up a specific scene in OBS Studio. We'll create a scene just for showcasing your pre-recorded video content. Remember, scenes are essentially layouts that define what your viewers see. We'll make a basic scene that puts your pre-recorded video front and center. First things first, make sure the video file you've chosen is easy to find on your computer. This is the video you'll be sharing with the world. Open OBS Studio and look for the Scenes panel, usually on the left side. By default, there's a scene called Scene. You can give it a more descriptive name by right-clicking and choosing Rename. Call it something like Pre-recorded Video Scene, or just Video Stream. With your scene selected, focus on the Sources panel below the Preview window. This is where you add the elements that make up the scene. To add a new source, click that plus sign at the bottom of the Sources panel. From the menu, choose Media Source. Like we talked about earlier, a box will pop up asking you to name the source. Pick a name that clearly indicates what it is, like pre-recorded video. After you click OK, another box will appear, this time showing you a File Explorer window. This is where you find the video you want to use. Locate the file on your computer and click Open. There you have it. Your video should now be visible in the OBS Studio Preview window, ready for some styling and positioning. You can resize and reposition the video within the preview window, making sure it fits perfectly with how you want your live stream to look. It's as easy as dragging the corners or edges of the video, and you'll see exactly how it will appear in your live stream. Now, while just showing your pre-recorded video is a good start, you might want to add some visual flair or branding to your stream. This is where elements like overlays, logos, or text come in. Adding an image overlay, like your logo, is simple. Click the plus sign in the Sources panel again, but this time choose Image. Give it a suitable name like Logo Overlay and click OK. Now choose the image file for your logo and click Open. Your logo will appear in the preview window as a new source. You can resize and reposition it just like the video to fit perfectly within your scene. If you want to add text, maybe your channel name, the stream title, or other info, you'll use the Text GDI Plus source. Click the plus sign in the Sources panel, choose Text GDI Plus, and give it a clear name like Stream Title before clicking OK. A box will pop up with a text field where you can type what you want and style it. You can change the font, size, color, and alignment to match your stream's aesthetic. Once you're happy with how your text looks, click OK. It will show up in your preview window, ready to be placed and sized how you like. Don't be afraid to explore adding other sources too, like live webcam feeds or screen captures. Each new source adds more visual depth to your scene, giving you lots of creative options. You can even create multiple scenes in OBS Studio, each with different source arrangements, and switch between them smoothly during your stream to keep things interesting. By combining various sources and adjusting their settings, you can create a visually captivating and informative layout for your stream. This not only makes it more appealing to watch, but also lets you showcase your personal style, making your content more engaging and memorable. Now let's dive into audio and make sure your viewers hear everything perfectly. At the bottom of OBS Studio, you'll find the Mixer panel. This is where you control all your audio sources, adjusting their levels and applying filters. Usually, you'll have a desktop audio source, which captures all the sound coming from your computer system sounds, background music, anything playing. You'll also have a Miko source for your microphone. To change the volume of each source, simply drag the slider. You can mute a source by clicking the speaker icon. But OBS Studio does more than just volume control. It offers a bunch of audio filters that you can apply to individual sources to enhance the sound quality. To see these filters, click the gear icon next to the slider for the source you want to adjust. You'll find all sorts of audio tools in the filter menu. There are filters for things like noise suppression, gain, compression, and equalization. Each one addresses specific needs. For example, if your microphone picks up a lot of background noise, the noise suppression filter can be really helpful. It makes your voice clearer by reducing those distractions. A gain filter can boost the volume of a quiet source, and a compressor filter can smooth out the volume levels, preventing any sudden loud spikes. The equalizer filter is especially powerful. It lets you fine-tune how prominent different frequencies are in your audio. Want to emphasize lower frequencies to give your voice a warmer, richer sound? Or maybe you want to reduce some of the higher frequencies to make it less sharp. The equalizer can do all that. Always test your audio settings before you go live to make sure everything sounds good for your viewers. You can use the Start Monitoring button next to each audio source to hear what your audience will hear. This is a real-time preview that helps you fine-tune your audio and make sure your voice, music, and other sound elements are balanced and clear. By carefully setting up your audio and using these filters, you'll create a professional audio experience that enhances your live streams. Now that we've covered the basics of video and audio in OBS Studio, let's look at some advanced features that can make your live streams even more polished and dynamic. One of these features is transitions. These are visual effects that smoothly blend between different scenes or sources. They create a seamless and visually appealing flow in your stream. OBS Studio has a bunch of built-in transitions. There are simple ones like shades and cuts, which are good for subtle changes. And there are more elaborate ones like wipes, slides, and even stingers, which can create dramatic scene changes. To explore transitions, click the Transitions tab in the Settings window. You'll find a whole world of visual effects to play with. Adding a transition is easy. Just click the plus sign at the bottom of the transitions list and choose the transition you want from the drop-down menu. Each type of transition has its own settings that you can customize, like the duration and style. For instance, a fade transition gradually fades one scene or source out while fading another one in. It's a smooth and subtle way to switch between segments or camera angles. A cut transition, on the other hand, is an instant, abrupt switch. It's good for when you need to change things up quickly. A wipe transition adds some visual flair by using a shape or pattern to gradually reveal the next scene. It adds a touch of visual interest to your stream. Stinger transitions are short video clips that play between scenes. They're great for adding some branding, humor, or excitement to your stream. Often they include sound effects or animations to create a memorable visual experience. To add a stinger, choose Stinger from the Transitions list and select the video file you want to use. There are tons of different transitions to play around with. Experiment, find the ones that fit your style, and make your stream visually stunning and enjoyable to watch. Another feature that can really streamline your live streaming workflow is hotkeys. Hotkeys are keyboard shortcuts that you can assign to different actions in OBS Studio. This means you can control your stream quickly and easily with just a few keystrokes. To check out hotkeys, go to the Hotkeys tab in the Settings window. You'll see a list of all the actions you can assign shortcuts to. Switching scenes, starting or stopping your stream, muting sources, activating transitions. Hotkeys put all these actions at your fingertips. Assigning a hotkey is super easy. Click the plus sign next to the action in the list, and then just press the keys you want to use. Once you've assigned it, you can trigger that action instantly by pressing those keys, so you don't have to fumble around in menus during your stream. For example, imagine having a hotkey to switch between your pre-recorded video scene and a live webcam feed. You could seamlessly go from showing your video to a face-to-face interaction with your audience with just a single keystroke. Or you could set up a hotkey to mute your microphone quickly if you need to, without interrupting your flow or losing eye contact with your viewers. By assigning hotkeys to the actions you use most often, you'll be much more efficient and in control of your live stream. You can focus on delivering great content and engaging with your audience, knowing that you can do key things instantly with your keyboard. As you get more comfortable with OBS Studio, you'll discover even more advanced features and customization options. Each one opens up new possibilities for taking your live streams to a professional level. So experiment, explore, and really get to know what this powerful software can do. Now, let's talk about some common issues you might come across while setting up or using OBS Studio for live streaming. We'll discuss troubleshooting tips to help you solve these problems and keep your streams running smoothly.
One of the most common problems is the dreaded black screen, either in the preview window when you're setting up or even during your live stream. Several things can cause this, like choosing the wrong source, messed up display capture settings, or even problems with your hardware. If you see a black screen, the first thing to check is that you've selected the correct source in the Sources panel. Make sure the source you want to show is active and that the video or app you're trying to capture is running properly. If you're using display capture to capture your entire screen or a specific window, double check that you've chosen the right display or window in the settings. Sometimes changing the capture mode or trying to capture a different window can help you figure out what's wrong. In some cases, a black screen could mean there's a problem with your hardware. Make sure your graphics card drivers are updated to the latest version. It's also a good idea to check if your computer meets the minimum requirements for OBS Studio. You need to make sure your system can handle the demands of live streaming.
If you're pushing your hardware too hard, try adjusting your settings, maybe lowering the resolution or bitrate to make it easier for your computer. Another common issue is choppy or laggy video during your live stream, which can be really annoying for you and your viewers. This can happen if you don't have enough bandwidth, if your CPU is working too hard, or if your encoder settings aren't right. If your video is lagging, the first thing to do is check your internet connection. Test your internet speed, especially the upload speed, to make sure it's fast enough for your streaming settings. There are lots of online speed tests you can use. If your internet connection is fine, but the video is still laggy, it might mean your CPU is being overworked. Try closing any programs you don't need running in the background so your computer can focus on OBS Studio. You can see how much your CPU is working in the Stats panel of OBS Studio. If it's constantly under a lot of strain, consider lowering the quality settings in OBS Studio, like the resolution or bitrate. Having the wrong encoder settings can also cause laggy video. Each encoder, like the software-based by 264 or the hardware-accelerated NVENC, has its pros and cons. Finding the best one and the right settings for your system is super important for getting the right balance between quality and smooth performance. Play around with different encoder options to see what works best for you smooth video without sacrificing visual clarity. Audio problems like crackling, static, or echo can also sneak into your live streams. These issues usually happen because of wrong microphone settings, problems with your audio interface, or even software conflicts. If you're getting crackling, static, or echo, start by carefully checking your microphone settings in OBS Studio. Make sure you've chosen the right microphone as your input device and that the volume levels are set correctly so the sound isn't distorted. Test your microphone by speaking into it and watching the audio levels in OBS Studio. If you hear crackling or static, try adjusting the microphone gain or using a noise suppression filter to reduce unwanted sounds. If you're using an external audio interface, make sure it's plugged in properly and that its drivers are updated. Sometimes, specifically choosing the audio interface as the input device in OBS Studio can fix